Hi class, this is Ingrid or Dr. Duva. Welcome to 416-103 Perspectives in Professional Nursing. Happy to have you back in school. Sorry that we're not meeting in person. I quickly recorded this screencast so that I could give you some directions before class starts. Normally our class meets 1 to 3:50, but tomorrow, or it'll be today, maybe when you see this, we'll be meeting from 1:30 to 3:50. I have to pop into a different Zoom in the beginning of our class. And so I'm going to just give you some pre-work to get you oriented. First, let me say that I'm going to put the course in student view so I can look at what you will be looking at tomorrow. But if you go to your modules, I have a discussion board posted, and it's student introductions and expectations. I think about 6 of you have completed it so far. If the rest of you could go in and respond to that discussion, that's one way that we get to know each other, and another way that I collect information so I can help shape the course so that it meets your expectations, or that maybe you get what you want, a little bit more of what you want out of the course. I'll say that. Second thing, you can start looking at the book club in that half hour that I'm not on with you. You can pick a book that you would like to read. If none of your books are listed here, I'm happy to accommodate other selections if they're appropriate. For instance, one of your classmates has already asked me about Leaders Eat Last, which has been a popular book in the last few years by Simon Sinek, who also wrote the book Start With Why. So that's on the list, and you'll be able to pick one of those. So start looking at them. You can look them up on the internet, read about them, see how much they cost, try to figure out which one you'd like to read, because we'll be working on that this semester. So let's see, back to your board. You'll click on the Zoom class at 1:30 on August 20th, and before then you can do your discussion. You can view my introduction if you haven't looked at that yet. That's just a little bit of a personal get to know me. You can view these assessment links. We'll be doing those over the semester. You can start to get to know the books that we'll be using for book club. You only have to select one. And then the Getting Help, the nursing resources, which is library services, and VoiceThread will be standard. So you should be able to see all of this. By the time we start class tomorrow, we will have also our week 1 module. And so if you've done everything that we've discussed, you can start working on week 1 module. And accompanying week 1 module, you'll each receive an email from me tomorrow with a nurse leader. And this is for our nurse timeline activity. You'll look up the nurse leader if you don't already know who she is, and just respond to a few questions, and you can write them down. If I have time, I'll send you a flip grid that you can video, or you can just be prepared to talk in class. But before we meet, if you can look up the assigned nursing leader, and 4 things. We want to know about the nurse leader's contribution to nursing. We would like to know what year that contribution was made. So for instance, not necessarily when they were born or they died, but when were they really influential. You'll note that many of your leaders were influential during the Civil War. Then I want you to think about what they have done in the field of nursing and for the world, basically, or the nation, and think about what social change they were pushing for, or maybe a social injustice they were pushing against. I think that's sort of relevant to look back at our history, considering that the times that we're in now, maybe we can learn a little bit about the influence of our nurse leaders that have come before us. And then the last thing that I want you to think about when you look up your nurse leader is, what adjective might you use to describe that nurse leader? So if you can answer those 4 questions, you can jot them down on a piece of paper or just know the answers, and you'll be able to look for that email tomorrow before class. Thank you, everybody.